Everyone enjoys the famous snack known as Chex Mix. There are several different ways to make Chex Mix, but today I'm going to show you the simplest way. First, you take 1/4 of a cup of butter and put it in the microwave to melt it. When that's all melted, you add the Worcestershire sauce, the salt, the garlic, the onion powder, and the sugar into the mixture and blend it very well. First, you add in 4 teaspoons of the Worcestershire sauce. Next, you take 1 teaspoon of the salt, but you might want to use a different measuring so the salt doesn't stick to the Worcestershire sauce. After that, you take 1 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Next, you take 1/2 of a teaspoon of this onion powder. Last, you take 1/4 of a teaspoon of the sugar. After you're finished putting all the ingredients in, you mix it to blend it very well. Making sure you have no chunks of the seasoning and make sure it's nice and smooth. After you're done mixing, you set the bowl aside so you can start with the dry ingredients. Today we're going to use the rice squares, the corn squares, and the wheat squares. We're going to do 3 cups of the corn squares. And 3 cups of the rice squares. Last, you'll take the wheat squares and do 1 cup of that. After that, you'll take the bagel bites and do 1 cup of that. But first, you may want to break it up so there's not chunks of the bagels going in your Chex Mix. And you'll do 1 cup of that. Last, you take the pretzels and do 1 cup of that too. Well, your last ingredient that you do is the peanuts, and you'll do 1 cup of that too. After you've mixed all the dry ingredients, you take the seasoning and the Worcestershire sauce and the butter and pour it evenly over the Chex Mix. After you pour it in there, you take the wooden spoon and you mix it all so the seasoning and the butter get all throughout it. Make sure it mixes through evenly so it goes all through the Chex Mix. After you're done with that, you take the wax paper and lay it out so you can pour the Chex Mix on it. it makes so much, you put it in baggies so you can enjoy it with all your friends. Today I showed you how to make the simplest way of Chex Mix. There are several other ways to make it, such as putting sugar and cinnamon in to make it sweet, or even adding M&Ms. But I showed you the simplest way I know how.